This is day 437 of Zohar Pshat, and we're on Mem Nun Aleph Mem Beis, and the mashal continues of the light which mixes with the water, which goes down into the Tehom, into the depths. Now we are to up to close Elaine. Close Elaine, which is 3, 6, 9, 12 lines to the bottom. Close. It's close. Elaine, underneath these pipes you talked about, which is 75, there are, what you said, 75 is Yud, K, the pipes is the above, and then the times the 5 is the 5, the Hey Basra, right? Yud, K, 15. Then that times the Hey Basra is 5, and it's 75 plus the Hey Basra. But even underneath these pipes, we have the Klasmia, the Shitzin, another gears here with Tamnin, and then the Chamisha. But I think the proper gears is Klasmia, Shitzin, Chamisha. In other words, there is 365 Gidin, and these are nerves. And in the Masar of Chazal, there Ramach Evarim Sagidin, 248 limbs and 365 sinews, which are nerves in the human body. And the Ramach Evarim correspond to Mitzvos Say, and the Sagidin correspond to Mitzvos Lo Say. And the Zohar here is going with the assumption that the main way we deal with it to home, with the depths and the negatives of this world, is by the Mitzvos Lo Say, by the negative commands. It tells us what not to do and how to stay away from bad stuff and how to make sure to preserve our Kedusha. So those are 365 Gidin, which come out from the Tzinoros, the Derech Emes, Derech Emes says that it's kind of like the human nervous system, which they're the major, nerves, like the spinal column, and then which are 7, and then there are the the numerous branchlets which make up 365. Perhaps similar to the human circulatory system as well. But in any event, the point is that they're the big pipes and the small pipes. And the small pipes reach into every aspect of life and tell you what not to do. And much more important than what to do is what not to do. Rav Soloveitchik has the famous piece in which he spoke to teenagers about the Negiah, and he said that Judaism is much more about what you can't do than what you can do. And that is very much because Judaism trains us to be heroes. And heroes have to have strict regimens, and therefore they have to be told what not to do much more than what to do. I'm saying that in a nutshell. It deserves much longer treatment. But the point is that here, too, the way we deal with all the negatives in this world is by being told what not to do. And some of these gidin mean chavrin, some of them are white, mean uchmin, some of them are black, mean sumkin, which is very similar to the different shades of color we had in the candle above, although there was blue, and here we have white. But in any event, the principle is the same. There's white, and there's black, and there's red. Some mitzvahs, those I say, I assume, are considered to be more uplifting. Some are considered to be more fighting the evil, and some are considered to be more fiery. But in any event, they all have there's various different aspects of them, and all are necessary. You can't have some without the other. Iskalu da b'da. That's why they link to each other. They become one united shade. And these gidin are made into 17 networks. Of course, 17 networks is tov, right? 17 is not just tov. And the Chazal say that so all these are the pipelines, the nerves with which we deal with the Yitzhara and make it from we do with both Yetzer Tov, and that's what makes it one of the ways in which you make it Tov is by serving Kodesh Baruch Hu in all these situations. The Chad Reshes Gidin Ikrei the each network of Gidin is sustained. It's a kimu da b'da and network connected, woven into each other. And it goes down to the very depths. Now, of course, this means that you have to have systems which work together. Any individual mitzvah losa say is not going to be able to combat evil. You have to have networks and systems. How exactly 365 get it to 17? I don't think 365 divides by 17. Let's check that out quickly. It does not, but it comes out about 21 and a half. So it's like just about 22. So which makes sense because 22 is the number of letters in the alphabet. So that's why it's significant. Let's see exactly how off it is. 22 times 17 equals 374. Pretty close. Okay, so in any event, there's this. They come up. There's networks, and perhaps it is linked to the alphabet somehow. But with these networks, we 365 divided by 17. They are actually the way in which we are able to fight the Yitzhar effectively, fight the darkness effectively. Tchos Elaine train Rishtin Kaim Kechezu Parzlo. Now, underneath these two nets, I'm not sure we got to two. But in any event, it's, maybe because it sounded like there's 17 of them. But that's not, I don't think it's going to be important. What's going to happen is, well, I guess actually I'm really wrong. That's why. No kidding. Close Elaine, underneath these 17 nets, they're trained Mishtin Kaimik Chezu. The paras are the two other nets, which are look like metal. We train Mishtin Chezu and two other nets that look like copper. Iron and copper. Train Karsavan Kamina Layu, and they're two thrones on them. Chamimina Chami small, one right, one left. Kol inin rishtin mischamin kechada, and all these nets. We'll come back to that in a couple of seconds. Actually, tomorrow. Kol inin rishtin mischamin kechada. All these nets will come together. Umay nachtem inun sinorin, and water comes down from these pipelines. V'aybil and ishtin and go come into these nets. Okay, and now we're going to describe the train Kursavan, which are on these two nets of Parzula and of Nechasha. We'll come into that tomorrow.